Take a look at this. This is a regular typewriter animation, and this is the modern VSL version we are building right now today. Same concept, completely different feeling. The gap between those two results comes down to three specific decisions inside of Adobe After Effects, and today I'm walking you through all three of them step by step. No fluff, just the exact motion graphics technique that creates that difference. Free project file is in the description, and I genuinely recommend you follow along because seeing it is one thing, but building it yourself is what actually makes it stick. And yeah, without any further ado, let's get into it. So yeah, we are back in After Effects. Let's create a new composition for this. So just go to project panel and click on this composition icon and create a new composition for this, and let's call it as main composition. And for the width, I will be going with 1920 by 1080, which is full HD. You can go with 4K if your monitor supports that. And after that, just frame rate will be 60 frame per second for the smoother animation. And for the duration, I will be going with 5-second duration, and background color set as default as black. Just hit OK and hit OK. Now we will add text first. So just go to type tool, choose the horizontal type tool and type a text. We will copy this same text like this. Every keyframe tells a story, so just type text. Every keyframe tells a story. Select your text, just align it in the center of the composition and make sure the anchor point is also in the center of the text. Now in the text properties, make sure the paragraph is set to left aligned, and again just align it in the center of the composition like this. And now let's apply the typewriter animation. So there are many methods to make typewriter animation. You can go just to animate, and using the opacity animator you can manually animate your text just like a typewriter animation, or you can go with default presets like typewriter blinking console. But here I'm using the most amazing plugin called Mobar. It is not free, but I'm having this plugin. So this is the most amazing plugin and it has so many effects. It's not a sponsor video, but I will be using the inbuilt typewriter effect. When in this plugin, you can see I will be using this typewriter animation. Select your text and go to this text drop down, select this typewriter animation, and it will automatically apply it. And why I'm using this plugin, because it has two different features, and I personally recommend you to use this typewriter animation because in the effect controls, when you see it, Mobar typewriter, you can customize the cursor, you can customize the blinking speed of the cursor, you can vertically, horizontally change the position of the cursor, you can change the scale of X and Y separately of the cursor, and also most amazing feature is that you can change the cursor color also. Okay, and yeah, that's why I'm using this plugin. If you want this script or plugin, just comment Mobar, the top 20 comments on my video, and 300 likes target. I will be adding this script direct link in my description of this video. So let's get back to our video. The text animation is already applied to this. Just hit U to see its keyframes, and let's see our animation first. So you can see this typewriter animation. Firstly, let's drag this second keyframe at 45 frame forward. Yeah, now we have this text animation. So let's customize the cursor first. So before that, just go to title action save on this drop down and turn on the title action save. So we will be using this grid to center align our text animation first. Just go to shape tools and choose the regular rectangle tool, not the rounded one, and holding alt or option if you're on a Mac, just click on this fill icon, and when it gets to solid color, just click on this color and choose a color. Let's choose white for now, or let's go with something like same as Precom, yellowish tone. Just hit OK and make a perfect cursor like shape, something like this. You can also just zoom in and let's make a cursor like this. Firstly, just hit Ctrl R to open the rulers on your composition and drag the first ruler from above to match with the cursor. You have the white cursor, just align it at the upper part and drag one more ruler and drag it something beneath this, and you will get that perfect alignment for the cursor. Now just select your shape layer and you can customize proportionally this shape, something like this. I think it's good. Let's go for 147. I think it's quickly aligned. Let's align it vertically like this. Let's align our text also vertically. Now let's align the rulers, something like this. Now I think it's looking good. Now select your text layer just go to effect controls and change the exact color of the cursor, just like shape we have, because we have to match this animation afterwards. So let's quickly zoom out our timeline, select your shape, and let's quickly name it as cursor. And what you have to do, select your shape layer, align it horizontally and vertically. Again, let's give it an animation. So drag this layer of the cursor beneath the text. Now let's animate this. Select cursor layer, hit S to open the scale property, make a keyframe on scale, make sure the playhead is at the beginning of the timeline, hit S to open the scale property and make a keyframe on scale. Now hit T to open the opacity property and make a keyframe on opacity. Hit R to open the rotation and make a keyframe on rotation property. Now hit Shift U to see all the keyframes we have made. Now what you have to do is, this is the final position of this cursor. So let's quickly change our cursor of the typewriter also the same like this. Firstly, let's drag this to select your text layer, and in the effect controls just expand the cursor scale X value to match the exact shape, something like this. I think it's looking good. Just make sure the anchor point is in the center. I think it's looking good. It is quite matching. Yeah, let's decrease the cursor X value a little bit. Let's go for 140, I think, and just go to shape properties and just decrease the X value to match exactly something like this. I think it's looking good. Perfect. Now just zoom out, select your cursor layer, make sure the playhead is at the beginning of the timeline, align it horizontally and vertically again. Make sure the anchor point is also in the center of the shape. Now what you have to do is just select these keyframes and just drag these to around 45 frame forward, and at the beginning just increase the scale to all above to match the outer grids, something like this. Yeah, let's zoom in a little bit and until it matches to the something like this. I think it's looking good. Yeah, now it's matching. Let's zoom out. Now just unlink the proportional link icon and you can expand it vertically and horizontally, and not too much. I think you can change the position, something like this. Just expand the X value. I think this is looking good. Now set the rotation negative 180, oh sorry 180, so it will come like this, I think. Yeah, now select your keyframes, apply easy ease, hit F9 on your keyboard to apply easy ease, and like this. Just go to Spirit Graph Editor and just change the graph, something like this. Let's zoom in. So you will get this fast pace animation, something like this. You can use it as the transition between two compositions or two layers. So it will come something like this fastly and move slower at the end. Okay, now at this frame, something around 45 frame forward, just drag this text layer at this frame. Now select the cursor layer and at 45 frame forward, hit P to open the position property, make a keyframe on position, hit U to see all the keyframes at once, move 15 frame forward and just drag the horizontal position of the shape to align with this grid, something like this. So yeah, I think it's looking good. Just zoom out a little bit, select your keyframes, hit F9 to apply easy ease. Let's make it far. Now select your text layer and just drag this to at this frame. So when our cursor or our shape will go at this frame around the grid, our text animation will start typing like this. Now at this frame, 30th frame forward, just select your shape layer and hold Alt and right bracket key to split that layer from that point. Just zoom in and drag this to exactly cut that point and drag this to at exact 30th frame and you'll get that snappy. Select your keyframes for the text animation and apply easy ease, hit F9 on your keyboard and just you have to select the first keyframe and you have to exactly match the animation with this. So when it comes at this frame, select your keyframe of the position, apply easy ease again, hit F9 to apply easy ease and you have to make the graph something like this. And now select your first keyframe of the text layer and go to the Spirit Graph Editor and you have to make a graph something like this, the opposite of the position graph, something like this. So our animation will look like this. Just select the second keyframe, hit F9 to apply easy ease to make a normal keyframe. I think it's looking good. Yeah, so that we have made the first animation something like this. Now to change the transition to the second text, what you have to do is just move the playhead to something around third frame forward or 3 seconds. Select your text layer and in the properties of the mobile, make a keyframe to give it a pause and just move forward to around 3 seconds, 30th frame forward, and just drag the typing animation to 0. So it will erase something like this. And what you have to do is just at this frame, at the 30th, 3 second 30th frame forward, holding Alt, or you can just duplicate this layer holding Control Shift D to split that layer and make a duplicate of that automatically, and just hit U to see its keyframe and just select these last 2 keyframes of this layer. Just delete that and select these first 2 keyframes and drag and set it around here. So when it will end, the second text will automatically we typed. Okay, now let's quickly take our next text. So let's quickly copy this layer, copy this text down here, copy this, and just now you have to manually align this in the center of the grid, something like this. I think it's looking good. Yeah, now the thing is we have to adjust some keyframes to make it more snappy. So at this frame, when our first text goes to end, something like this, select the last 2 keyframes, apply easy ease to the keyframes and go to speed graph editor and just make a graph something like this, and select these second keyframe of this and hit F9 to apply easy ease. So select your keyframe of the second text layer, hit F9 to apply easy ease, and just go to speed graph editor and just make a simple like graph something like this. The more closer the keyframes, the more snappy the animation will be. So just you can play with the animation of the style, the keyframes, and your animation will something look like this. Yeah, so select your all the layers, holding Shift, hit U to hide everything. So finally, I have added a simple animator for the blur property. So select your first text layer, expand the properties, and here you can see the blur property. So you can add going to animate and just click on this blur property to add this blur, and in the properties just expand the blur property and expand the advanced, and firstly just change the based on to words and change the shape to ramp up. And here I have animated the offset property. So at the beginning of the text layer, so let's quickly move the playhead at this frame at 1 second 15 frame forward, make a keyframe on offset with a value of -100% and move to around 2 second forward. Just set the offset value to 100%. Just select your keyframes, apply easy ease and go to speed graph editor, and you can just tweak the graph according to your likes for the more snappy animation, but let it set it to default as F9 easy ease as linear animation. And finally just select this blur property, hit Ctrl C to copy this, and select your second text layer and just go to timeline and move the playhead where the or second text starts. Just hit Ctrl V to paste that blur property to that second text. So our text will animate with the blur animation, something like this. Yeah, so this will give that depth to our text animation. Finally, just hit U to hide everything. Select your text, hit U to hide everything. And lastly, just go to our previous. Let's copy this background. Hit Ctrl V to paste the background. Let's drag this to all beneath. And we have this animation. You can adjust the speed or you can adjust the position, rotation, properties according to your like. Just play with the animation style. So lastly, just go to layer, go to new, and just add an adjustment layer, and let's call it as noise. We will apply the noise effect to it, and just the effect controls, just uncheck the color noise option and set the amount of noise to something around 4 pixels. And lastly, just turn off the title action save and drag these rulers all above. Let's quickly fit up to 100. Let's quickly render it. So finally just turn on the motion blur for all the text and the cursor layer, and let's finally see our final playback for the typewriter animation VSL style. So just try it in your projects. Just hit Ctrl R to turn off the rulers. Your animation is finished. Now here is something I want you to actually do. Go watch 3 professional VSL videos tonight and pay close attention to the text animations. You are going to start noticing things you never saw before, and some of what you see is going to make you come straight back to After Effects to experiment. That is exactly how the best motion designers develop their eye. Free project file is in the description. Grab it and keep it close. Premium text preset, motion graphics, and exclusive project files are on my Patreon for just $5 a month membership. If you want to keep that momentum going, link is down below. Find me on Instagram at @editing.snap, and I will see you in the next tutorial. See you. Peace.